Hey everyone, welcome back to Adobe Live. We are on day 3 of UI UX Design Week. My name is Melody, I'm your host, and I'm here with Erica Cotten.
Hi.
Yay! I'm excited for
I'm back
day
again.
3. Yeah! It's
Last
gonna be
day
an
for
awesome
me.
day. Yeah, I'm sad. It went by
Yeah, a
really
little sad.
fast.
That's okay though.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be back soon.
Good, let's hope, for
Yeah.
sure. I'd love to.
Yeah, hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you as always for joining us. We love having you here. Let us know where you're watching from because we have such a global audience. It's insane.
We do, yeah. I
Yeah.
feel like we've had like Ireland, we've had Seattle, we've had
Morocco.
Morocco.
Yeah.
All the people.
I know, and it's like super late, which is so nice. Thank you for being here when it's late at night.
Yes, for yeah, most of you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hi Goss, hi Tim.
And to everyone in the chat, we are doing another chat and win giveaway in about 30 minutes. And all you have to do is just be active in the chat and ask us any design questions that you have.
Yeah.
And you'll be entered to win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule, which is an awesome prize.
Yeah,
And if
and
you
a
wanna
reminder,
Yeah.
I have gotten this sticker from Sticker Mule. I
Yay.
definitely recommend them.
Nice. Yay, and then today we're doing portfolio reviews.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I love portfolio reviews.
Yes, and there will be an incoming astronaut helmet, I believe.
Yeah.
So, if
get
you want me to look like an
excited.
idiot, that's where you need to stay. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, so if you want your portfolio reviewed on Behance, you can submit that on behance.net/live, and then there'll be a portfolio submissions tab, and you can submit that, and then we will review 2 of them at the end of the stream. So be
Yeah.
sure to stick around for that.
Yeah, and I'm actually currently redesigning my own portfolio. So
Ooh.
I'll, I don't know, maybe I'll have some more things that are top of mind than the average, you know.
True. I just
Adobe Live
redid
stream.
mine as well, like last month.
Nice,
so.
nice, yeah. Mine'll be up soon, hopefully in the next week or so.
Yeah.
Just need to find that time, you know,
Yeah.
guys. Make the time
I
for
know.
it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's switch over to Erica. Maybe
Yeah.
You can,
So-
something you want to show us?
Yeah, I definitely do. So Camille Brito, who is our 3rd slot this week, she'll be on later today, so please check her out.
Yeah.
She's a design strategist, and she, I was saying, oh, well, I'm doing this site, but I have no idea really what their actual sitemap is. It was sort of like what I could find. She was like, oh, well, I can crawl it for you using this cool
Yeah.
app. So this is the app she used, Slick Plan. It's pretty reasonable pricing, but she helped me out. So she did it for me through NatureServe. So essentially you can just like pop in a link and it will crawl the website for you into a spreadsheet or into a graphic that you can export to like a CSV. So what I did was take that CSV and this is what it looks like, which is super fun to look at. There are over 1,000 pages in here.
Wow.
I think 1,000.
All from NatureServe.
All from
That's
NatureServe.
crazy.
So she said the average small business, small nonprofit, has about 200 to 500. So this is quite a bit more. So I'm going to send this along to NatureServe so that they can, now that we'll have a contact with them, so that they can benefit from it. And it also really helps me adjust my sitemap that we made back on Tuesday. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Obviously this took a bit of time, but you know, it worked out. Oh, where do I submit my portfolio? Ashwin.
Oh yeah, so if you're watching on the chat on behance.net/live, there should be a tab that says portfolio submissions.
Yes. Above the chat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, somewhere up
think
there,
so.
yeah.
I should.
So this is our new sitemap.
Ooh.
Before, if you recall, we just had about support. I renamed this to learn. It was
nice.
knowledge before. But I felt like tools and services, kind of like the conservation tools and services, felt like a learning side.
Yeah.
But it was sort of separated. And then I actually learned through the sitemap that, remember when we had the 3 icons? It's like on the website, I can show it. Oh, and just to clarify, I totally just realized I didn't explain to those who are new. I'm redesigning a college project. Apologies for jumping ahead so quickly. Redesigning a college project. I redesigned this website back in 2013. It's slightly different now, 5 years later, but it's generally the same still, I would say. And then I am now redesigning my redesign with, more knowledge, more understanding, being that I'm, about 6 years out of college, since I designed this anyway. And this lovely thing will be sort of adjusted and made nice, and all the good UX things, just so everyone knows. So as I was saying, we have these biodiversity science, conservation tools and services, and NatureServe network. So here, this actually just shifts, like if I clicked Canada, it goes just to the Canada site.
Oh.
So it's actually not like, it's just like the version for Canada.
Oh, interesting.
So to me, that feels like it should be something more like a drop down, like switch the country that you're in, and there's also Latin America and stuff. So it felt misplaced here once again. Like I feel like if anything, it should be like up next here.
Yeah, it's
at
not
minimum
a priority to be in like one of the main navs.
Exactly, I totally agree. It's nice for them to like focus on the fact that they have a lot of connections.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's misplaced in terms of links. So I have adjusted that. I've removed it from the sitemap specifically just for our basic version here, because obviously we only have 3 days to do this. So, and then I've added news and events back in, because even though news and events seem to have not very many things, when we did it initially, when we looked at the page initially, it actually does have a lot of news and events. I think between the two of these, they have about 100 posts.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I think it just needs to be more utilized. So I think we're gonna focus on this. So these 4 plus our users, which are like the sign up and login. And then I also added our footer just so we know what links are gonna be in the footer. And I have links for these as well. So we'll do contact us, privacy policy, terms and conditions, careers, and like there's a bunch of other resources. So they have like a learning center, they have some annual reports. Like I think it's important to have a link to it, but it's definitely some like basic things that you don't really need. And then of course like an email subscribe, because they do have newsletters.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, which you would have no clue really from their site. So I feel like if I were really supporting something, I would want a weekly newsletter about like where my money's going.
Yeah, exactly.
And how you guys are making the earth a better place. So we shifted it. We adapted, we pivoted. Always good. I have extended a lot of the lo-fi designs into hi-fi. I spent a lot of time going through that large document, so I'm not exactly where I want to be, but that's okay because the focus today is just making sure that we have designs that can go to responsive. So right now we did this yesterday, of course, and then this will be where icons would be. I shifted the sizing a little bit so it felt like it was more dynamic. And then we've got the blog posts, and I've designed the footer.
Oh, that looks really good.
It's very like clean and like not too busy, not too bright. And you have the email subscription, which I feel like everyone, if it's not like a main goal of your website, everyone's got to subscribe right down on their footer, which I think is important. Then we have the about page, which is sort of a left and right. I decided to swap it before I had them like alternating alignments. And I think it makes more sense now that I know the copy. Hi, Wade. Now that I know the copy, who we are, what we do, why we do it. I feel like it needed to be more consistent, like boom, boom, boom. And I feel like that prevented it when I was swapping sides. So, and this was the actual content from the website. So that's the actual type on the thing. And then we also have on the about page, well, inside the sitemap, which I've learned, which I put up here, is a who's who, where they have probably 40 plus profiles of people who are in like NatureServe and like do good. And they're not utilizing that at all. It's just sort of exists on the website if they need to link into it in an email or a link or something, or an article, excuse me. And they also have awards, and they have about 9 posts on awards. So that sounds like they have 9 awards that they've had in the past. So I think I'll just utilize the awards page, and maybe we can add the winners down here below the social icons. That's just my thinking there. Or, and the who's who, oh geez, I'm like scrolling like crazy on my trackpad. Apologies, guys. And then we can fill these with some people, some avatar photos. I think I'm gonna, because I know that the learn section is really important, I definitely want to focus on building a hi-fi version of this filter at first. And then once we're done with that, then we can shift to doing the responsivity. Cool. So I'm gonna try and time box myself so I can, be appropriate and get this done maybe 20, 25 minutes. And then we can spend the rest of the time focusing on making these like tablet and mobile responsive. So, and then in the future I would add the overlay here. So if you want to see the outcome of this, I will definitely be adding it to Behance once I've completed it.
Yay, I'm excited.
Yeah, and I would also like, I think, to add it to my portfolio, so it'll be on there as well. Yeah. Just Google me, I'm around. Yeah. Anyway, so let's do that. So I'm sort of like unsure. A lot of this is going to be me choosing, you know, what I think are good, you know, good search terms, and it's out because they don't have really an extensive search like as we've talked about. They have, if you guys want to just see, because I know there are probably new people here.
Yeah,
so
let's see how the search looks.
It's specifically just search website. It, for some reason, it expands very far. It does have, I did search birds on Tuesday, so it does have a suggestion, but we did notice on the other one it was suggesting other things I've typed into Chrome, so like things that had nothing to do with the site, which is essentially like my name, and which I am a species, I am a human, but so maybe we'll search like, maybe we can just search like conservation, because I feel like that's gonna pop up a million things. I think the sitemap will help us here too. So this is kind of a problem. I feel like a contact us to pop up on conservation is not great.
It has 575 results.
Yes.
That's kind of a lot.
Right, and I don't want to scroll through all that, so I need a filter, guys. How do I decide what fonts to use? I would say just something that follows the brand. I'm never sure, so I go about Roboto all the time. Roboto is a great font.
Yeah, I love Roboto. I
think it's not like bad to just use Google Fonts a lot, because as a web designer, as a UX designer, as a UI designer, you want something that's easy to use. So I know that, I think that there's some integration that you can do with Adobe Fonts too, maybe online. I haven't tried it myself because I'm not really an advanced developer, but I'm an okay developer.
Yeah, I don't know too much about development, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Okay, cool. So you just want something that's easy to use, and I think it's very easy to use in my experience with Google Fonts, just implementing them, make sure you have it always there. I'm currently using, like you can see, my current website. This is Google Font, this is Podkova, and this is IBM Plex Sans, I believe. Ooh. And then you've got my links. This will be updated soon, I promise, guys. On
Webflow, you can actually integrate Adobe fonts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
which is cool. That's like a new thing as well, so that's really exciting. I'm as a Webflow lover, anyway.
Same.
So yeah, I would say just make sure it matches the brand. So like, as I was using the example yesterday, someone else asked this. If you have a slab serif as your font for your brand, I really wouldn't think a script would make sense for anywhere else on your site. You definitely also want to think about like display fonts versus body fonts. So a display font would be good for like a large title or your logo or something like that, but it wouldn't be good as a body copy.
Yeah.
So you'd want something more minimalistic, easy to read for a body copy. Additionally, if you have like Medium or blog posts or articles, it's really good to have a serif, because that actually allows an easier time in reading. And it's like, there's some sort of article I read, I believe, on research that serifs actually make legibility much easier.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. I'm just pulling this out of nowhere. No, I definitely remember reading that somewhere. So, anyway.
Taylor's asking, how extensive should the project or case study copy be? Brief, detailed, etc.
Project case study on a portfolio? I would say, like right now I'm organizing my website. If you guys, actually I can just show you, why not? I have it in my start items. This is my drive, hello. Me going through debt payoff, so exciting. Okay, so I'm actually writing everything out in a Google Sheet, because there is an import in Webflow where you can import all of your copy into CMS from a CSV.
On one of the tutorial videos.
So what I'm doing when I'm a horrible copywriter, as we've learned the last 2 days. I'm not a copywriter. I want a copywriter in my life. I need to like go date one or something. Just use them for their skills. No, I'm just kidding. I am writing the copy for all of these, and I'm thinking about the problem, the pain points and needs, the user research, if there was any, because obviously in my past I was more of a UI-focused person, so sometimes I didn't have access to user research. My approach and deliverables, my solution and results, which in UX UI is very important. Like it's important for people when you're being interviewed to have KPIs which mean key performance indicators, in case you guys weren't sure. So let's say I have a website I redesigned and the business came to me and they said, oh, well, we need conversion rates. Our conversion rates need to be a lot better. We need someone to be subscribing to our newsletter every time. So if before I designed our like subscription, their subscription rate was probably like, 1 every 10 users or something, so 10%. And then the redesign, because of my brilliant brain, my brilliant hypothetical brain, it jumps to like, let's say 40%. So you want to be thinking about that and make sure, sorry, that is my friend Brendan, who is a writer, and he said, too bad you're not friends with a writer. That's funny. Yes, I need to actually do like the first draft though. So yes, you will be my editor, Bren, don't worry. I'll make sure to just focus on making sure I point out results in my case study. So it's really just up to you. You definitely want to talk about a summary. This is like the gist of my summaries here. You want to talk about your role. So I have my roles over here. Ta-da.
Ooh,
yeah.
This is so organized.
I'm overly organized, honestly.
I love it.
But yeah, so I'm always in sheets and stuff. So I would say just anything that makes sense for you.
Yeah.
So I have like role, I have details, I have, the problem. Problem is so important. Results are really important. If you get sort of a paragraph in between that explains the rest, I think that's okay too.
Yeah.
I feel like normally people would say less is more, but I feel like a lot of designers just, and I did this. This is totally not like a hit on anybody because I definitely did this. You just toss up images and you're like, it's fine. It looks beautiful. I think it's gorgeous, but people want to see your process.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's definitely important for, like I've definitely interviewed at places where the specific feedback was, please show more of your process. Because and in interviews, I've always been that way too, where I've been like, can you tell me what I should have done more?
Yeah.
What I should have done better?
Yeah.
And it's almost always that I just haven't had enough process. So that's why this redesign has been really important for me and taking more time. And I've been really focusing on copywriting because people need to see that. You know?
I've had in the past, my portfolio had a ton of writing because I just like to write a lot about what I did on my projects. And it was too wordy. And I've had my portfolio reviewed by people in the industry and they would always tell me, oh, you should take some of this out because no one's gonna read through like paragraphs of explanations.
Okay, so that's definitely like the extreme. So I used to have
I was on that extreme.
I used to have like 2 sentences, which is absolutely the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a space in between.
Yeah.
So if you're like me, write more. If you're like her, find an editor.
Yeah, I would like
Find a
take
friend.
out things that maybe weren't as important,
Yeah.
and then I have it all saved on a Google Doc in case I need to go back to it. But
Exactly.
just from having your portfolio reviewed and having someone else look at it and say, if someone's scrolling through this, they're not going to read everything. They're just going to skim the most important things, like you were saying.
Exactly. Exactly. So just jumping back in so you guys can see this process again. I'm going to make this a lovely little search bar because search bars are important. Oh, and then I'm also going to turn back on my Command-Shift-.
Yay.
And I'm going to adjust these colors down to maybe like 3% so that I can hide it and see things a little bit better. Maybe 6% feels better. Less is more, right to the point. Yeah, I definitely agree. If you have like bullets are a helpful friend. Bullets are always like, I would make sure that you have some bullets that you can put together. I don't know if I didn't show this around. I added character styles last night while I was working on this. So this is great.
Oh, nice.
I definitely am super excited just specifically for character styles. So excited for symbol overrides now.
Me too.
So
I can't wait.
Adobe, I'm very excited for you to get
too.
there and make it happen because that's what I definitely think that's something I'm looking forward to for sure. I also updated this to have a gradient and I've added that because I was thinking about using the gradient and I was like, no, I shouldn't. I feel like that's too Instagram-y. And then I did it and I was like, you know what? No, I think it's very dynamic. It grabs the eye more. I think I like that gradients are very on trend and have been on trend for the last year and a half or so. So maybe we'll do, I feel like, so what I put here is top articles, specifically because I want to show it my first state, because I'm just showing you guys like one state for each page. This would be the state that you've gotten to it and you've popped the filter down.
Oh, I see.
And so if you haven't searched anything, it will just say top articles.
Okay.
So you can check everything that's like top and like things that are important, things you want to know, that kind of thing. So, hi Niles, welcome back.
Yeah, hi Niles.
And I also updated this type, so I changed this over to Chaparral Pro, which I believe is an Adobe font. It's definitely in. It was definitely in here. So either I believe I own it because I actually used Chaparral Pro for my like branding back in the day in college.
Cool.
So I've owned it for a while.
Nice.
But I love it, and I felt like it was really nice to have for this like. You know, it feels really home, like feels really family.
Yeah.
And that sounds weird, but like I feel like it has a vibe, right? It feels like it matches like this picture really well. And I feel like I wanted to have, because there is so much reading on here, I wanted to have like what I was talking about, having a serif. So like if I were to expand this even further and have an articles page, like the article detail page, where you're like reading the actual thing, I think we would use the Chaparral Pro. So that's why that's there, just so everyone knows. You know what? I wonder if we can check out on Behance. Yes, Behance. I'm just gonna see. Looks good. We'd love to see the menu bar with the dark opacity, or even more slight opacity. Slight opacity. Hold on. So sorry. I just jumped to the wrong thing.
Oh, it is an Adobe font. Thanks, Tim, for posting the link.
Thank you. Yeah, I love Chaparral. I really do. Yeah, this one will be, it currently actually is the same thing here, but we don't have anything behind it. So I definitely will make this more cohesive in terms of what it looks like. I haven't, just because this is still basically wires, like I haven't, what's the word? Filled this out yet with hi-fi stuff. Yeah. So I definitely think that it needs to feel more attached to this. So maybe it would be better if I just adjusted it. Although I think because it is a symbol, I need to ungroup it, because otherwise the rest of these are going to turn fully black, because that's what I think would make the most sense. So I turn this to I think full black sounds great, honestly. Maybe even a little bit lighter. Maybe like there, like 80 black. I feel like that feels right.
Yeah.
Or there's always the option of doing like one of the brand colors as well. So maybe like the teal, which could be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe the green. Oh, I kind of like the green. That's funky and different. I don't know, we'll see, because obviously this is on top of a photo, and I don't think it makes sense to have a photo header here, just because it's the point is to look and to find articles, you know, rather than like, I'm not sure. I feel like I'd have to like mull over that, but thank you for the feedback though, Niles, definitely. I agree with like having the nav feels like the same across everything, you know. All right, so let's do, I'm just gonna look on Behance and see if we have some inspiration for like a search filter. Okay, this seems interesting. Okay, it's for products. I'll drop an appreciate up on that. Every time I look at something, I drop an appreciation,
nice.
just because I feel like it's not fair. If you got me to click on your thumbnail, I think that's worth it. All right, that's just a wired version of a filter, but that's pretty nice.
I love looking on Behance for design inspiration, especially for a certain thing, like how you're looking for search filters.
This looks really nice. I'm gonna definitely drop an appreciation. This is like very extensive. Okay, go me, 10 out of 10, friend. Yeah, this looks great. So it's cool. Like focusing on locations. I like this like cool search. Anyway, but I think I really like this. I'm gonna drop an appreciation there as well. Yeah, so maybe some like, I like the idea of having like the check mark, the check boxes, and then this is the hover state. You can like subtract or add. not subtract or add. I think this is an expanse. Yeah, expand. Sorry. Yeah. Subtract or add. What is that? Okay.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah. And then, so then we'll look at this as well because we know that under Learn we'll have tools and services and articles. And then further under that, we have all of these. So we'll have different sections. Okay, so maybe those sections, I'm trackpad scrolling so fast with my fingers. And I'll just grab, oh, not that. We can do like, yeah, I feel like 5 column sounds right. We'll go left, we'll make this the character software body copy. And we'll say, what did we say? Tools and services. Oh, it's white. It's white. That's weird. Oh, it's, you know why? Because I'm typing still. I need to select it after the fact. That's why. So, hitting the wrong buttons. Okay, tools and services. And then under tools and services will be separate. So actually, I'm going to shrink this down because I want it to tab in, I think. Sorry. Okay. So we're going to have like the sections. And then this one under here will shift over, maybe.
So this is the search?
Yeah, it's going to be sort of like...
Filter?
Yeah, a filter. It's going to be... I'm sort of working with it right now because I feel like I'm not sure exactly what makes the most sense, being that this doesn't exist yet. So, but I'm working with what we have here. Yeah. So we'll have services, tools, projects, and methods underneath.
Yes. Tejas has an idea for a search filter.
Oh yeah?
Please let us know what that is.
Yeah, please do. I'm happy to take on suggestions. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining us again.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
And methods. And then what we can do here is I'm going to take some sort of like inspiration from the other page, and we'll do the little check boxes. So I will remove this. I kind of like it white for the, like the not disabled state, but the empty state. Maybe I'll make it a little rounded.
Ooh.
Ooh is right.
How do you decide your spacing between words, or I guess in any aspect of your design?
A lot of it, just starting out is I. It's definitely just I. I also just realized that this is a little off, and I would like to make sure that's okay. Good. So it's right now I'm just placing it. I think once I have more of the content in, like the more of the real content, I'll be able to see it better. But I always stick with multiples of 8 because I want it to be the easiest to develop as possible, and multiples of 4 and 8 tend to be, you know, the best for computing. You know, 10, 24, 7, 68, those are all multiples of 4 and 8. So I do that. I would say it's really a lot of I would say there was a mistake that I used to make as a design student, which I've learned since then, is that I feel like I've always shrunk everything together and I had like not enough space. So I feel like I've always told myself, all right, double check this to see if it needs some extra breathing room. So, you know, love that green color. Thank you, Niles. Instead of clicking and choosing filters, how about when you click on the search button, you go through a step-by-step filter choosing process that ends with displaying the results. Yeah, I think I think we're in alignment on thinking there, Tejas, because I'm thinking that this is going to be sort of a category, and if you want to look at tools and services, you can select specifically service, tools, projects, or methods. And if not, then you just select something else, which is going to be like articles.
Oh, it's chat one time.
Yay.
Okay, so for you all in the chat, you have a chance to win 100 free custom stickers from Sticker Mule. If you haven't said anything yet, now is your chance. Yeah. Should we ask them a question?
Oh man, okay, not something as confusing as yesterday.
Yeah.
Tuesdays was good.
Yeah.
Let's see. What floor is your bedroom on? I'm on the third floor.
Yay. I'm on
That's
the
an
ground
easy.
floor.
You're on the ground floor?
Let us know, and we will be right back. And
Welcome
we're
back.
Yay. Hi, Clarence, Joanna, Kristen, Ashi.
Basement floor. Nice. I was in the basement when I was in high school.
Oh.
Yep.
Second, third, first.
Seventh? Ooh, someone's on the seventh floor.
Ooh.
You're in an apartment building.
Yeah.
Hey.
Another
I'm in an
basement.
apartment building, but mine's shorter.
Oh.
I'm on the third floor in mine. So,
Oh.
yeah. Stickers. Yes, stickers is right.
Yes. Gotta love those sticker mule stickers. Oh, the question was, what floor is your bedroom on?
Yeah, what floor is your
You missed
bedroom? Because I'm super random. Yeah, so like if your apartment is on like the seventh floor, obviously on the seventh floor, but maybe you're in a house that has 3 floors or something. Yeah, so.
Ooh, we have a winner.
Yeah.
Devad Sanders. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Devad. Yay.
You're going to be getting 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule. Thank you to everyone for participating in the chat and answering our question.
Yeah.
And if you did not win, you can still head over to this link and get 10 stickers for only $1, which is really great.
Yeah, and I've done this before. I've said this the last couple of days, but that's exactly how I got the first print of these because I wasn't sure if I liked them as stickers. Yeah. So I got that 10 for 1 deal, and it was great.
Yeah, it's a good way to try it out and see how it is.
Totally.
Yay.
Yeah. So, all right, welcome back to the filtered situation here. How are we doing on time? Let's see. All right, so I've been going on this for about 15 minutes maybe. I just want to make sure that I have enough to like show you guys responsivity. So I think we'll go for another like 8 minutes. Then I will adjust it in the future, and everyone can see the final product on Behance. Yes. I promise.
Everyone go follow Erica on Behance.
I'm not doing it for follows. I just know as a completionist, like I need to see the end products of things, and so I don't want to leave anyone like anticipating the end. You know. Yes. Thank you, Sticker Mule.
Yeah.
They're great at what they do. They also have like a bunch of other stuff that I'm like. They have like packing tape that you can order with your logo.
Wait, really?
They just released coasters.
Cool.
I get their newsletter. I'm such a nerd. merch, yo, merch.
I love
That's
merch.
it. I'm all about merch. All right, and so under articles we have publications and stories. So originally, I made this decision. Originally, stories was actually under the news and events section, so it was called news. There was called news and events, but the different directories underneath it were news, events, and stories. And I was like, to me, stories seems like news, and I'm confused. But then I was like, oh, maybe they're like feature stories.
Maybe.
Like I'm learning about so and so helping the environment, often like Canada or something, you know. So it felt like more of a learning thing, maybe.
Yeah, I'm confused. Like, what do they mean by stories, especially if it's under that category?
Right. Whereas I think publications is more about their because this is I think they're like scientific articles. So that's why I've shifted them differently. Nice. So maybe copywriting could be adjusted here to be more easier for the user, but currently the directory is called publications. So yeah. Sticker Mule says you're welcome. Niles, are you from Sticker Mule? That's so cool. Oh, I just totally jumped. I always forget with the, I do this in Illustrator too. When I'm working in small things, I never zoom in, and so then I end up pulling the corners for the radius, and I'm like, oops.
I do that too sometimes.
That's like one of my favorite things. When that came out in Illustrator, I was like, yes. Every angular design I've ever made now doesn't have to be angular. I mean, of course I would adjust it if I was really dedicated to it, but normally I'd just be lazy and I'd deal with the fact that it was angular. Actually, later on, I feel like if we have some extra time maybe with portfolios, I can show you guys a work in progress of my current portfolio to get ideas maybe. Awesome. Because there's nothing, scandalous on there. I just have it hidden so that if a professional comes along, they're like, why are you missing images? That kind of stuff. I really like how Erica's lining up everything with a grid. Thank you, Osama. Yeah. You gotta do it with hi-fi. Gotta do it with hi-fi design. Make all that stuff, clean and tight. Also, it's easier. I think it's easier when you're following it as a user or as a designer. As a user. I'm a user of XD, so I guess that works, but I wish I would be addicted to stickers. My girlfriend would be so tired of me.
That's funny.
Do I have a degree in design? I do. I have a degree, a bachelor's in fine arts in graphic design with a minor in art history and computer science from the College of St. Rose in Albany.
Woo!
Shout out.
We had some students of St. Rose on Tuesday, which
yeah,
was really awesome.
They hung out, which is super cool. I'm also going to grab the button because I haven't added my search button up here yet. But I have to, because I'm going to shorten it, I'm going to ungroup it from symbols. Because I do not want it that long. Even though it's very nice, it's just not necessary because search is a very tiny word. I do want to keep the same height though, so I'm actually going to shift this height up to, what is it, 55? Yeah, 55. Just so it feels, you know, cohesive, blah, 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 all that stuff. All that good design stuff. Yeah. I've learned now that I'm like getting really into deving and Webflow, that I care a little bit less about being exactly perfect when like that this needs to be exactly 8 pixels and 8 pixels because I know I'm designing it and I'm developing it. So as there's no handoff, I know I can trust myself to confirm that during development. But obviously, if that is not the case and you have a developer, make sure it's correct.
Yes, that's very important.
I got very sing-songy there, didn't I? Fun fact about me, I like to sing a lot.
Yay.
All right, and I would eventually add a search icon here, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting sort of the bare bones of this listed out. So we're filtering. So let's say, hold on, let's see, I want to do this maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4. 40 is good. 40 is a multiple of 8. Ta-da. So maybe we'll add like a quick check, maybe, do I want a check mark? Maybe I want like
filled?
Or like, like a filled.
Like the color?
Yeah, something like that. I like that, kind of like a bullet. That's essentially what I'm going for. So we want maybe we do the gradient. Yeah. I like the gradient. That looks nice.
So, can you show really fast how to add the layout?
On your
design?
So it's going to be, if it's not already there, you can do Command or Control, because PC compatible also. Command Shift apostrophe will make it. It's the same when you do when you're in Photoshop and you're hiding your guides. It's the same thing, which is great. And then I think it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. I apologize. I think it's the same.
The keyboard shortcuts
I'm almost
for
positive.
Photoshop.
I'm actually pretty
like
good in Photoshop with the keyboard shortcuts.
Nice.
But if you don't see it, you can also go here.
Yeah.
So you can hide layout grid. You can show layout grid. And if you want to adjust it, you click the title. This is like one of my favorite features in XD. Honestly, I feel like I always struggle to select the artboard.
Yeah.
And
then it's right down
you can
there
adjust right over here. You can make it a grid if you want to do a grid instead. I personally don't need it because I feel like I only use grids when I'm doing like pixel perfect like iconography. And then you can adjust the color and the opacity here. It'll be 12 columns. That's what I have the gutter width. And then math will make the column width happen if you know what size you want your gutters to be. And then this one here, I actually don't know what this is. What is that?
I don't.
Oh, maybe it's rows. Could be rows. Oh, okay. It's like a.
Oh.
I can adjust like where it shows up.
I don't know.
Oh, that's nice. Nothing I've ever used has had that ability.
That's so cool.
So that's kind of, or not that I'm aware of anyway. Anyway, so yeah. Did I just adjust that opacity again? No, it just seems, for some reason it seems darker. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It was still 6%. That's so strange.
Weird.
And also, when you hit 0, it auto changes to just lines, which is great, in my opinion.
I think someone in the chat mentioned that, right? I think.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe Tim did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tim. Always.
If you did, I forgot Tim, and I'm a horrible person, and I thought I discovered it myself.
I feel like I remember someone saying that, but I could be
you're
wrong.
You're probably right. You're probably right. Any advice for front-end dev who wants to get into UX UI? I would say start making design projects and then developing them yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you are a front-end dev and you know your stuff, I think the best thing to do is dev a site that you have designed.
Yeah.
And you can easily be like, hey,
It's like
this is also my design.
Yeah.
I actually have a close friend who is really more of a front-end dev, but he has started running his own web development company where he does the designs, and
awesome.
he's actually really successful. And it's his side gig too. So he does a full-time job with it too, which is pretty crazy.
That's amazing.
Since stickers seems to be the topic, what do you like to put on stickers besides Erica's laptop? Right? Yeah, everyone in chat, let us know where you like to stick your stickers.
Yeah.
That's
I like
always fun
putting
to
them
know.
on notebooks.
I literally only do my laptop.
Really?
Yeah, I'm very selective. I don't know why. I think it's I'm very minimalist. run a minimalist lifestyle. All right, let's make this 3. And I just want to make it, I'm gonna make it nice and pretty, guys, because I want it to be exactly centered. So what we're gonna do is use our lovely aligns right here. It says it's aligned. It doesn't feel aligned to me. Oh, that's why, because it's a little too wide. There we go. And then I can adjust. Ta-da, pretty.
Yay.
So now we have, let's say I really want to be checking out services. And I'll do the same one over here. And I will actually make this a symbol.
Nice.
So that is always there. I don't know why I whispered. Good thing we got good mics.
True.
Yeah. I feel like I missed another question, but I'm not sure.
I think I saw one, I can't remember, but it was saying
Something
if
about
you do UI UX in your job.
Yeah, so my current title is Experience Consultant. But yeah, it's just a fancy way to say I'm a UX designer, yeah. I would say I do a lot of visual design for sure. But, you know, visual design is inside UX. So a lot of people can just, if you're a designer, you do design for apps and websites, you can call yourself, in my opinion, you can call yourself a UX designer. It's just a matter of whether you can do user research, you know, data synthesis, heuristic analyses, all those things. There's a lot of different aspects of UX, but yeah, so my title is UX designer. Yeah. How many people in chat know Erica or have met Erica? Wade, definitely. I don't know if anyone else has.
Brendan was
Brendan was in here. He's probably lurking. That's like my go-to word, thanks to Twitch. So many names for UX UI. I know, I agree.
There is.
Yeah, it's not only names. It's like titles, definitely. But in terms of like the actuality of the definition of UX,
there's a lot that goes.
UX is up here, and then all of the things that are like the names are under it. So
yeah.
I don't know what this. I'm like being very hands-on.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So now we've got like a gist here. I do want to shift now, so we can get to the portfolio reviews and stuff, to doing some responsive resize.
Yeah. Also, quick note, if you missed the beginning, we are doing portfolio reviews in about 45 minutes. So if you have some projects on Behance that you would like feedback on, you can submit that on behance.net/live if you're watching this on Behance, which you should be. And there's a portfolio submissions button, and you can find out information on how to submit there. So.
Oh, there's Mackenzie. Mackenzie knows me.
Oh, hi,
Ron knows me.
Hi, Ron.
They're all Mackenzie and Ron run a studio together.
Oh,
so
cool.
They're currently, I believe, in their apartment in Queens near me. And they're making their day, you know, doing their things, what they need to do.
Cool.
To keep that, what's the word? The bread on the table. All right. Home, and this will be tablet. So we're gonna go tablet first. We're gonna turn on responsive resize. Oh yeah. All right. And man, okay. So I'm actually gonna hit A really quickly because I wanna see what the recommendation is. So we have iPad Pro 10.5, iPad Pro 12.9, or iPad. I think I'm gonna go with the original classic iPad and do 1024. So we'll do this is gonna be the landscape of a tablet. So I'm gonna adjust this now. I just wanted to see it. It was helpful to see really quickly. So adjust this to 1024. Ta-da. Okay, so the grids have adjusted a little bit, and now we just have to sort of work with them. But you can see that this adjusted really well. This header adjusted really well. The nav needs to be adjusted a little bit, but that's okay.
Oh, because is it a symbol?
It is a symbol.
Yeah, so it won't responsive resize for symbols.
Oh, okay. So maybe they'll have that in the future too. That would be good. So would you say that you would recommend me to ungroup the symbol then?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, I feel like after you're done designing for one screen, you can then switch over to designing for a smaller screen or bigger, depends on where you start from. Then I would ungroup the symbols that you have and then create new symbols that fit the parameters.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So you'd have like symbol for like nav desktop, nav tablet, nav mobile. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Hopefully in the future, when their symbol overrides, that won't be.
This is an easy question. In your opinion, UX first or UI first? UX first. Form follows function. That is the like the designer mantra that I like to use. Form is UX. Function. I'm sorry. Function. Excuse me. Function is UX. Form is UI. I totally flubbed that. So form always follows function.
Yeah, I agree. It's really important to have the understanding for the user, who you're designing for, what product you're creating, all that UX stuff first, and then make it look nice and
because if you have something looks gorgeous, but your user doesn't know how to select anything, then it's pointless. They won't do anything.
Yeah.
They're just gonna stare at it and be like, all right, looks cool, and put it away.
Yeah.
Or I guess I was mimicking as if it were on a phone, so maybe in that case.
If their goal can be accomplished, then they won't use your app or go on your website.
Exactly.
So it's really important to have all the UX stuff figured out first.
So here, I'm gonna turn my layout back on, but it is hidden very well. That's so funny. So now it's really, really light. It was like too light. That's so strange. Okay, that's okay though. So now we're in 12 columns. So this is where I would switch actually for this. I would switch this to 8 columns for tablet, starting in tablet. Just so that I can adjust more easily. Definitely want fewer columns when you're working on smaller things. So what is your areas of expertise? What do you enjoy working on the most? Area of expertise, okay. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I still think I would call myself expert level in visual design. So I would say definitely more UI focused, but I'm loving, I love workshops, like I was telling you on Tuesday. Workshops are super fun where you go on site with a client and you just talk to them about their job and what they believe in the company and that kind of stuff. It's really awesome to see other people be passionate about things I'm not necessarily passionate about. Like we have one client that's like a financial company, but I still I'm not totally sure if you like came up to me and was like, what does your client do? I'd be like, they give people information. Like that's sort of like what I could say. But there's so many people that I talk to on a daily basis that are so passionate at that company that really care. So I would say that's like one of my favorite things to work on at my day job.
That's nice.
I would say for side projects, I would say anything that I'm learning. So I really recently like line of cut printmaking, which is super fun. What else am I learning right now? I'm learning Premiere Pro because I want to shift into some video editing and do some YouTubing.
Yay.
So that should be fun. I forgot when I zoom in, it hides the guides momentarily while I'm zooming in. I was like, no, don't go away. All right, so I have this now, which is gonna be great because I'm gonna add a beautiful little hamburger icon.
Hi Ulrich, thank you for joining us. If you haven't worked with XD yet, it is free to download if you want to try it out. So definitely suggest it, and you're in the right place for learning.
And it is PC compatible.
Yeah.
That's what I like to point out because I feel like there are a lot of other options are not. And I'm gonna make this repeat grid because you gave me that idea the other day, and then I'm just gonna shift this.
What do you recommend for a person who wants to start UI UX?
I would say absolutely, like I was saying to the person that was a front end dev that wanted to start UI UX, I would say definitely make sure you're just starting a project. But I would say like you've actually said this on Tuesday, I love reading about things that I'm passionate about. So Medium is an incredible site. I mean, I don't know if you've heard of Medium, but essentially it's a blog posting site where a lot of UX, UI designers and design influencers post about what they know, what they can do. I'll try and tweet later. I have a link that someone posted on Medium that was like, it's called like, their website I think is uxdesign.cc.
Oh yeah,
Have you heard
like
of
that publication.
Okay, cool. So I think I might even just be able to go there.
Yeah.
UX Design.
There's a lot of great. There's UX Planet also that has
UX
great
Planet's
articles.
great. Yeah. So this is So this is their Medium site, and everything I've read on here is good because they curate it.
Yeah.
Their company, and they go to other UX designers and say, "Hey, can you guest write for us?" kind of thing.
Yeah.
So this is like an incredible resource for learning and understanding UX.
Yeah.
Books are great too. There's lots of books on UX. Oh God, I have like a million on my Amazon wish list that I just want to buy
I do too.
and read. There's also General Assembly has an amazing UX course. If you have like, I think it's like somewhere around 800 US for a 10-week course on learning user experience design, which I think is so reasonable.
800?
Yeah, I think
like online?
Yeah, online.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've only heard of the in-person, and it was like 14,000.
Ooh.
But it's like a
That was really dramatic reaction. I'm so sorry.
But it was like
I was like, I thought you were going to say 1,400, and I was like,
No.
oh, that's not that bad. But then you said 1,000.
yeah, it's 1,000, but it's
That's
like
like-
an intensive boot camp.
Yeah, no.
But
I wouldn't do that.
I
but
would recommend.
I also
that
went through college already,
there's-
so.
Yeah, there's a lot of great free resources online, and I would also
Free
like to
resources,
add
absolutely.
that I learned a lot from watching these live streams
Yeah.
back in the day, and I just like to watch other designers designing their projects, and I can pick up tips every time, and that helps me a lot. And also, the XD Daily Creative Challenge is a really great way to kind of get into UX and UI and just kind of go to build a portfolio piece, and there's different prompts, so you can kind of have experience building for different screens and things like that. So I would recommend looking into that as well. There's one going on right now. I think tomorrow's the last day. But if you want to check it out, it's on behance.net/Daily Creative Challenge.
There you go. Which, yeah, that's absolutely, I forgot about Behance Daily Creative Challenge.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
And-
because I actually signed up for it the last couple weeks, and I've been trying to keep up with it, and I just
Yeah.
haven't had time.
It's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, but it's actually really valuable, and they have a bunch of designers that are doing feedback. Like Peter Del Tondo is on
there's a lot of
the XD Slack is giving
Yeah,
feedback
there's
to
a lot
people.
of great mentors. And then also I quickly want to show this site, if we can switch to my screen
Yeah,
really
totally.
quickly. This is Howard's site,
Yes.
letsxd.com. And so Howard Pinsky, if you don't know, he does great tutorials. So if you head over to this site, it's basically, he has a bunch of videos for doing all sorts of things on XD.
Yep, they're also on his YouTube.
Yeah,
so-
on his YouTube. Subscribe.
Yes.
I am definitely subscribed to his
Same.
YouTube, but he has amazing tutorials. He has really fast, snackable videos, which I really like.
Yes.
So I would definitely recommend heading over to this site, letsxd.com, if you want to just get started with XD. If you've just downloaded it and you don't know where to start, he goes over everything, repeat grids, responsive resize, like we're doing right now. So I would definitely recommend this. And then he also has night mode and day, or like, it's really cool. So yeah, definitely check out Howard's site, letsxd.com.
Night mode is great for video viewing, I feel like, because
Oops.
we're going to watch one right now.
Sorry.
No. But yeah, I think someone just asked actually, does every design need user testing? Any situation where you have the ability to do user testing, you should. That is my opinion, because without user testing, you're just making a bunch of assumptions, which is not always the best. However, when you're working with a client who doesn't have a budget for user testing, that's where user testing doesn't happen. When you're doing a live stream and you have a project to do in 3 days that you don't have, the free time to do user testing. That's also a situation where maybe that wouldn't happen. But there's a lot of things you can do as a designer that can still make things look a lot better and work a lot better, because you are an expert in the field. I'm sure lots of you are experts in the field.
Yeah.
So anytime you can, I would do it.
Yeah, I would recommend, when I was in school, for like school projects, I didn't have a budget for my projects, but I would have my classmates or my friends test out my apps or websites
Yes.
and just do user testing like that and buy them coffee
Yes.
for their time.
Which is exactly, and I would absolutely say if you have the ability and the funds to like just buy a coffee for someone or, you know, even more exciting. I remember when I used to work in an agency and we do user testing, people would get like a $50 gift card to Amazon in response, and you know, for doing their user test. So that's nice.
Yeah, and one of my teachers suggested going into a Starbucks or a coffee shop and seeing if anyone, like just talking to the people that are studying or working on something or just around the area and just say, hey, for 10 minutes, if you don't mind testing out this app or website I've been working on, I'll give you a $5 gift card or something like that.
Right.
So just, it's called guerrilla usability testing.
Yes, guerrilla, exactly, guerrilla testing.
Yeah.
The funny thing is that I live in New York, and that is much more difficult to get people, to convince people to do things like that. She's in California, where people are a lot more laid back. But in New York, I feel like as soon as I come up to a stranger and I say, "Can you do this for me?"
That's true. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. But it's still workable. Like friends, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like reach out to your friends.
Yeah.
What's the intensive boot camp again? That is generalassembly.com.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people call it GA.
Yeah. There's other boot camps and there's a lot of online courses. If you search on Medium, there's a lot of reviews about them.
Yep.
I've definitely read them and they're very helpful if you're thinking about doing that.
Yeah. If you're learning, please use Medium, please.
Yeah.
It's
a great resource.
I don't know if you guys use this too, but I use getpocket.com, which is called Pocket, but like that's their URL. Essentially, it's a thing where you're like, I find this really cool article and I save it for me to read later. And so I have it on the app on my phone. Yeah, it's amazing. So I have the app on my phone and I read on my commute on my phone if I want to read these articles.
Ooh, I'm gonna download
and it downloads them so that they're offline, which is even better when on the subway like me, where I have no internet and they're on the subway. So, did I miss anyone else? No. These live streams are great. Thank you, Ashy. I hope I said that right. Ashy. What sets apart good UX designers from the rest? Anyone that, oh gosh, that is a hard one because I know so many good UX designers. I would say anyone that's just always thinking about the user. Like, you can call yourself a UX designer, but if you think, oh well, this font is much better because of my design background, but then you would do user testing and you have 10 people out of 15 that said they hated the font because they couldn't read it. That's where you need to be very humble and say, okay, well, clearly my opinions were incorrect. And you need to be able to just take that critique, make those adjustments, pivot. Pivoting is so important as a UX designer. I think no one that doesn't pivot, that doesn't sound, I double negative that. Don't use double negatives, guys. It's confusing. This is why I'm not a copywriter. People who don't pivot cause problems for a team, cause problems for themselves, cause problems for the user. So I'd say UX designers that adapt and advocate for the user at the top of their, you agree?
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I definitely agree.
I'm glad you agree.
Always design with the user in mind.
Yes, absolutely. I love like reading through chat and saying hi to people. Thanks for being here, guys. You guys are super fun. Medium is really great. I'm glad you agree, Osama. All right, so while you were chatting about Let's XD, I adjusted the margin of this, which I can do, which I didn't share earlier in the layout because I forgot to say it. But this left piece here, I can adjust the amount of margin here, and I think this is super important for responsive design because over here where I have, maybe 80 pixels of space, that's gonna look horrible on a mobile because you're gonna have about maybe 20 pixels of space to put any content.
True.
So you wanna adjust it every time. So honestly, I think I probably have average on mobile 10 pixels of margin on either side, maybe 10 to 20 depending on the size of the device.
Yeah.
And then here I put it on 64. I feel like anywhere between like 40 and 70 would be fine.
Yeah, that's good to keep in mind.
Yeah, totally.
Especially when you're moving down from desktop to tablet to mobile. Like on Webflow, like we were talking about, I designed my portfolio using Webflow and I started with the desktop. And then as I switched down to tablet and then landscape mobile and then normal.
Normal mode. No, I'm just kidding.
This is called portrait? Or
yes.
what is portrait?
Portrait is
Okay.
vertical.
Okay.
Landscape.
Landscape.
Is, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
sorry. So portrait, and then I had to adjust all the margins because it doesn't really have, it kind of does have like responsive resize, but you'd have to adjust all the margins
Yes.
and everything.
Yes.
So that like.
I think this is like the best version of like automatically adjusting for resizing that I've seen, because it still allows me to make the changes, but it does help me in the long run. Because I don't think there's anything that's ever been perfect with this, and that's because the computer can't function that way yet.
Yeah.
So, and also I like designing. I don't want my computer to do everything.
I
So,
know, that's true.
yeah. So
I like it to help me
Yes, help me
get there, but yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just adjusting the icon sizes here to be more appropriate for tablet.
Niles is recommending a great book, Don't Make Me Think by Steve Krug.
That is on
a really good
my
book.
Amazon wish list.
Oh, you should
I
read
like
it.
Niles. Niles is my friend.
Yeah.
You've been dubbed my friend. You don't have a choice anymore. I'm so sorry.
Devad is asking, do you consider the client as a user too, and how heavily do you take into account their subjective opinions?
Okay. If they're a client, there's no such thing as subjective opinions. I'm sorry, objective. There's such a thing as objective opinions. So I agree. All of them are subjective. Like there's, this is the thing, is like they're paying you. So if ultimately they want their brand color to be bright, beautiful green, when maybe they're doing something for like a funeral home, that is their choice. However, you can always use user research as a way to defend your opinions and your disagreements. You're my friend, deal with it. Yes, exactly, Tim. So Tim, you're my friend, deal with it as well. Like you would always listen to them in the end, but there's like a point where you're like, do your convincing.
Yeah.
I would say give it a shot. If they're still pushing you, I would say give it 3 chances where you're trying to reconvince them to not use what they want to use. Obviously, a lot of that convincing would do user research. If you can't do user research, then it's going to be a lot of you trying to explain things like, this is great for your KPIs. Bright green would be terrifying to people who have just lost a loved one. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So I think it's a lot of convincing, but ultimately they're paying you, so you're going to want to eventually, do what they want. But like, let's say like right now, actually, we're doing some user testing at my job for this client that I was just mentioning. And they have a lot of assumptions, one of which is, everyone wants the 3-column layout. We want this 3-column layout. And we designed 2 different versions of the page that we were showing users. We have a 2-column and a 3-column. Because our initial designs before we received feedback from the business was that we had a 2-column layout. And they were like, well, we need the 3rd column because the 3rd column does this. And so then we showed it to users the last couple weeks, and the feedback from users, every single user that we did, which was not very many, it's like, I think it was like 10, all of them, every single one said they preferred the 2-column layout.
Wow.
Yeah. So in this instance, we would go back to the user, back to the client, back to the client and say, hey, so you thought this, and maybe you thought that was with good intentions, but this is actually what reality is.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of humbling with user research. There's a lot of humbling on the, client side as well.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, that must have been really eye-opening for them to see that every person you tested.
Yeah, actually, I wasn't a part of the meeting because it happened while I was here.
Oh.
So I will be updated.
Ooh.
I will be updated when I go back. Yeah.
So there's about 25 minutes left to get your portfolio submitted for our portfolio review. So if you have some UI UX design projects on your Behance page, we would love to review them and give you feedback towards the end of our stream. And you can submit your portfolios on behance.net/live under the portfolio submissions tab.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I have to interrupt you. Osama just mentioned a book called Hooked. And it's not really about UX, but it's actually a really great book. I read it when I was in college. And and it's about how to build habit-forming products. And I think the author is Nir Eyal, and
I think I have that in my Amazon wish list too.
You should get it. I recommend that book. It's about there's like 4 things to have in your product that make it habit-forming, like Instagram. There's like the psychology behind it and how certain apps are built to make you come back and stay on them for a long time because they reward you. And it's really interesting. I highly recommend that book. Thank you, Osama, for bringing that book up.
There you go. That's another thing. Find some friends. Find some UX friends. Because I have myself, Mackenzie, who was in chat, Ron, who was in chat, Mike, who was in chat yesterday, and a couple of my other friends. We have a Slack group that together.
Yeah, you're telling me about that.
It's essentially a mastermind group. If you don't know what a mastermind group, there's a bunch of YouTube videos about it. But essentially, we have a Slack group, so we're communicating all the time when we need like feedback from about a client or critique or need some advice because you don't know how to write this email, which is really helpful. We have a monthly video chat where we talk through, I'm not monthly, that's not what I meant to say, bi-weekly. We have a bi-weekly video chat where we talk through our tasks, what we plan to do the next 2 weeks, what we didn't get done, and essentially like our friends would say, hey, I really care about you, and you didn't do this, and you said you were gonna do it. You made a commitment to me, and you didn't do it. Why didn't you do it? And so it's sort of like a bad, but then you also get praised if you do a lot of stuff. So
that's awesome.
It's basically forcing you to be accountable to someone else because being accountable to yourself is really hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just want to watch this Netflix show. Like, oh, I just want to watch Adobe Live.
Yeah.
Although I feel like having a task, watch a few replays of Adobe Live to get some knowledge is a great like task to do the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on business like Squarespace or Wix? How do you think it will affect the design and development field in the future? That is a very deep question, and I kind of love it. I think that there will always be a space for people who don't have the budget for design because either they're starting out, they're learning how to budget, whatever the case is. In my opinion, from learning both of those platforms, Wix seems to be a place to get a website for anyone who needs a kind of a calling card, like a place for like someone who isn't a designer, isn't a photographer, isn't a creative, but needs the ability to have a website so that people can reach out to them. I would say Squarespace is one step more, where it tends to be more for creatives. So like photographers, other designers, packaging designers, lots of people, I would say lots of people that are creative use Squarespace because I think it has an aesthetic feel, and you can, even if you have no knowledge of design, you can make everything look really clean. And then additionally, then there's Webflow, which is what I'm using, and that actually has made my job as a designer, one, so much more powerful and impactful, but two, easier. I've never been afraid of like things that automate design because I know that my skills will always make my end product better than what the automation situations can be, so.
Also, Tim, thank you so much for reminding us about the XD Slack channel. If you haven't joined, the XD Slack channel is a great way to get feedback. Oh, thank you, Paco.
Thanks, Paco.
There's the link for the XD Slack channel. You can join it, and there's, I think, 17,000 now.
Oh,
there's a ton.
Did you check yesterday? Because I think
someone told me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but there's a ton. And if you go on the Slack channel, if you join and you participate in the XD Daily Creative Challenges, you can submit your projects, and get feedback. There's a lot of great mentors on there that will give you feedback.
Yeah. Peter Del Tondo's one is on there. He's a sweetheart.
Yeah. So
and
it's an awesome, and you can ask questions if you're stuck on anything, and people are super helpful on there. So,
which is great. That essentially could function very easily as a mastermind group. I'm also part of the design community, the Design Life community for a Design Life podcast that you pay like a small monthly fee for, and it's a mastermind there, so you can get like feedback, or people post job opportunities, that kind of stuff. So
I didn't know they had one. I listened to that podcast as well.
Yeah, it's a good podcast. I would just check it out. Their website, designlife.fm.
Yeah.
Is Webflow good for a WordPress site? Webflow, I would say Webflow and WordPress are competitors. So if you have a WordPress site and you want to have more control, more adjusting, less touching code, I would move to Webflow personally.
Me too.
I had WordPress. I used WordPress for the first, the first 3 years out of college. I used Simplice, which was a WordPress theme.
I've heard of that.
Yeah. I think Tobias Van Schneider was like a co-founder of it, or founder of it, one of the two. And I enjoyed it a lot, but WordPress, if you want to change a lot of things, you got to touch code, in my opinion. Even with the ability for the plug and play that Simplice gave me, it was great, but I feel like I still didn't have enough where I could go.
Customization.
Yeah, I couldn't go to XD, design my page, and then make it happen in front of me. It still had limits. So Webflow is great if you just want more, freedom. more freedom. Exactly.
I agree.
Yes.
I also want to recommend if you're near a city that has design meetups, I think that's a great way of meeting designer friends.
Meetup.com is great.
Yeah, meetup.com or Eventbrite. I think someone posted about one in Toronto, but there's a lot of meetups happening. I like to go to them a lot, and you can meet other great designers, especially if you're a remote worker and you don't have a design team and you want someone to give you feedback. I think that's a great way to meet other people that are probably in the same boat as you. And
yes,
yeah,
absolutely. I literally, that's so funny you mentioned that, because I literally just joined, and I think there's many locations for it. I joined Ladies That UX. In NYC.
I've been to the Seattle one.
Have
when
you
I lived
really?
in Seattle. Yeah,
Oh my
it's
God,
such a great organization.
Okay,
Yay,
awesome.
That's so cool.
I just joined it in New York, so hopefully they'll have like a meetup soon, and I can get the value you've clearly gotten out of it.
Really good meetups.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
and
so
guys are welcome as well.
Yes, of course, yes. There's a large percentage that are women because it's called Ladies That Are
UX. But there's
UX,
men that have been at the meetups too.
Right, exactly.
It's
so
for
like,
everyone, but it's to help empower women in the tech industry.
Right,
so.
exactly. So your friends that like, I advocate, my friends Ron and Mike are such advocates for like women empowerment as males, and I think that that's great. And so they would absolutely join and jump over to those type of meetings. It's nice to have allies,
Exactly.
So people that support you that aren't the exact same as you, you know.
Yeah, true.
All right, so I'm just adjusting the typefaces here to be more appropriate for the sizing. I also decided that I wanted this to be bold as a title, because I felt like once I got it here and I had to shrink this down a little bit, it felt too like not, the hierarchy wasn't there. So
that makes sense.
Yeah. Shrinking down these guys a little bit. 18. Yeah, so it's just a lot of pixel pushing, which I've always enjoyed. So it's never been a problem for me. And it's you want to make sure you're sizing when you're doing responsive. You're sizing everything to be appropriate for what people are seeing. So there you go. What do you think about Adobe Muse for creating a website? I used Muse for a project in my senior year of college because I think that's when it had just come out. I think it's very similar, I would say, to Squarespace and Wix in that, from my experience. So if anyone disagrees, please open up and let me know. But it seemed to me like it was a lot of plug and play, and it could have easily been updated. I haven't touched it since then.
I used it once, maybe like a year ago.
We had to like use it for one of our projects.
Okay. I think I heard that it's not being updated anymore. I don't know. Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. If anyone in the chat knows
Tim might
or
know.
uses, maybe Tim. Tim, if you know, let us know. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't touched it in a while. So
Adobe My Portfolio. If you have the Creative Suite, you have
you get it for free.
Yeah, it's included with your subscription, which is amazing. And I've used Adobe Portfolio in the past when I was starting out. It's really fast and easy, especially if you have projects on your Behance, and it'll just like transport them to your Adobe My Portfolio, and you can have it in like a nice like website layout. So
exactly. What size is this? This is 90, so let's make this one 100 because I want it a little bit bigger on the center one. So even though we removed this page, I kept this card because I still think it can go to like a search of articles about like connections and stuff or something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like 3 is nice and I didn't want to have 2 and
Yeah.
you know, that kind of stuff, so. Persona like music, I heard it's been discontinued. Okay, final feature improvement from Adobe was released on March 2018.
That was almost 1 year ago.
Yeah, almost, that's like yesterday,
Yeah.
a year ago, almost
Yeah,
exactly,
wow.
that's so funny. Yeah, so it seems like, then we know, Muse is not being updated anymore via Adobe, so I would say find an alternative,
Yeah.
which is totally okay. I think it's nice for people to like learn to use things that are like updated for the times.
Yeah.
So we want this to be a teeny bit bigger. Let's make like 22. Or we're getting close to portfolio review time,
13
right?
minutes to get your portfolio submitted. We would love to see them.
Yes, I will be happy to respond to portfolios that are not UX UI, but I just reminded that is my expertise. So
Yes.
and of course
And
Melody
my
will have lots of things to say as well. But she is also a UX designer, so.
Yes.
Just so you know what feedback you're gonna get. Although I do love illustration. We both have art degrees, so.
I don't have an art degree.
What?
I have a communication and digital media degree.
But in my head, I was like, oh, that's an art degree, whatever.
I feel like it's in that umbrella.
Yes,
of
communications.
art.
Yes,
Yeah.
I apologize for
No, it's okay.
misrepresenting you there.
But when so I did a master's program, and it was mostly focused on the UX side and content strategy and user research, rather than visual design.
Yeah, I still think that's so artful. You know what I mean? Like it's still very creative.
Yeah.
I guess I could say creative degree.
Creative, yeah.
Apologies there.
No worries.
How did I get on the Adobe Live show? I met Gus a long while back, and he's been keeping up with my work, and so he thought I would be a good guest.
And you're an amazing guest. So.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you, Gus, for
definitely
bringing
you want to just like have good work and you know make connections because connections help too with other designers. You know,
and put yourself out there.
Yeah. I'm always out there. I mean, you guys can tell I'm very eccentric and energetic, so. And then we'll make this. Oh gosh. I'm a dork because I realize I can just make this a character style. So let's say icon, title, tablet. My B key is being very mean to me today. And then I'll select this guy. Ta-da.
I like how organized you are with naming everything, like your character styles. My
layers are not named though right now,
but
which
this
is just
so
because
important because it can be so confusing to know which one is which. But
yeah, like I'm gonna name that. I forgot to name this too. Filter, filled. So I always like put a hyphen in between. Gus, yeah, Gus, yeah, Gus. Wade, you know Gus. Gus is a good dude. He's the one hiding behind the Adobe Live name. I'm being very particular, but I think that is totally okay. Yeah. 19.2. Oh gosh. All right, that means
19.2?
My spacing between these guys. Now I need to adjust this because that's gonna affect my like mental state. All right, so right now it's 287.2, so it's 287.
It's always tough when it rounds to a decimal or like goes to a decimal automatically, then you have to change it.
Absolutely. All right, we will center this guy just to confirm he's centered. Okay, the height, okay, that's the 0.2, that's why. Okay, now I know. 281 and 281. Sometimes you just manually size things, and I always, when I'm checking, like going through and checking my file for like dev, if I do have to send it off, I always make sure that I like confirm that all my sizes are not decimal points.
That's good.
So I felt I'm a web designer and front-end web dev. At some point I started designing directly in the browser because I could figure out breakpoints for my content right away. Do you guys do that? I do that in Webflow. I would say although sometimes I don't have a plan, so it can trip me up a little bit. It can make me take a little bit longer, but I need to have, just because it takes me a little bit longer as I would not call myself a developer or coder, really. I'm a first designer, so sometimes when I do that, I don't allow myself to create multiple versions of things. And I know that I would call that as a weakness of mine. Sometimes I just settle on the first good idea that I come across rather than doing like, you know, between like 3 and 8 options where like for small little things. Like I personally would like to do more versioning. So I think coding immediately in the browser doesn't allow that as easily. Spent so much time doing things twice. I get your point though, or Ulrich. Ulrich, probably. All right, tools and services. I'm just adjusting the copy here. We can get rid of this guy. So we can fix this later. I think I'll jump to tablet if we have, how much time we have left? Like 5 more minutes?
We have 8 minutes until portfolio review time.
Okay, cool.
We might have some time, like a little bit after.
Okay, that's perfect because then I can show them the preview of my portfolio redesign. So I'm gonna adjust this too. I'm gonna hit A again so I can see what I want to work with. I guess 375 might be good. I always want to like be the person that designs for iPhone 10, but I think it's.
What type of phone do you have?
I have a Google Pixel. Ooh. I'm on Android on my I love my Google Pixel. I have to upgrade a little. I have the Google Pixel 2, so I need to upgrade to the Pixel 3. It's getting a little bit old, and I just want like the cool stuff, you know. So, but I think I'm gonna stick with 375 because. I just realized I did that. I added another one on accident, rather than adjusting this one, but. Because I want it to be like more compatible with lots of things, you know? So this one's gonna be a little bit harder to change because it's mobile. So it's a lot less, this is landscape tablet, this way, not portrait. So I think I'd probably do a version of this that was also portrait tablet. You know what, I think I'm gonna yell at myself a little bit now because I feel like I should have just stuck to portrait tablet because I think I almost always do it that way first, and it would have been easier converting to mobile doing that. That's
okay.
But that's, you know, you make mistakes, you adjust it, that's totally fine. So I'm gonna correct myself here and just feel free to what's the word, flagellate me. What did I just mix? Oh, I've been considering the Google Pixel. Well, is the money worth? Yeah, I mean, it's the same price as what an iPhone is. So.
I've never played with a Google Pixel, so I don't.
Oh yeah, it took me.
But I've heard it's a good phone.
It took me like, because I've never been on Android before, it took me like probably like, till I was perfect on it, 3 weeks.
Really?
To like, to understand what my UI was doing.
Like
everything.
Switch from iPhone to Android.
Right. So but it took me probably a week before I felt like comfortable and I didn't get confused.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's because I've been so far away from it. I feel like.
What made you decide to move to Android?
Definitely the camera. The camera's gorgeous on the pixel. The megapixels are insane. The front camera is 12 megapixel and the back camera I think is 18. I believe.
That's amazing.
That might be right. And then I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I just wanted to change. I think I got bogged down with like people like, well, Apple's amazing, and I of course love Apple. Like I have my MacBook. Yeah. I've always used Apple computers, but I just sort of I wanted to test out something different, you know.
Nice.
So you guys can see now that my layout. Oh my God, my stomach's growling. Did you hear that?
I didn't.
I'm gonna go eat some lunch with this lady after.
Yay.
So I'm gonna change this to 4 columns. No, we'll go 6. Let's go 6. 6 columns. And I'll adjust the gutter to be 8 pixels. And so now and then I'll adjust the margin because the margin's huge. So let's go to 20 feels right. Let's do that. So that's how we'll adjust this so that it's appropriate. I just realized I had never grouped these together, so I'm glad it didn't adjust in when I was responsive resizing. All right, oh, not what I meant to do. There we go. So now we've got the nav all done. It's just a lot of like moving, you know, guys. All right, I'm gonna left align these, double check they're left aligned. I am gonna, maybe I want this, I think I want this centered. Nope, not that centered, other centered. It's still gonna be left aligned, but it's gonna be centered. And I think this background is really beautiful, this like trunk and stuff. Yeah. Trunk and stuff. Welcome, come on down to Trunk and Stuff, where we give you everything in a trunk. I'm such a nerd. Okay, so this, I kind of love this on mobile. I think it might be a little tall, so I'm gonna adjust that. Although no, it's not a symbol. I don't think it's a symbol anymore. I think I ungrouped it, I believe. So it grabbed the gradient, which is fine. I'll just use that as a gauge. Let's just go to the bottom of that button, and then we can gauge it after. And look at that responsive resize on the photo. That's great.
Yeah, there was actually a question if there was a plugin to build responsive websites with XD. So there isn't a plugin, but yeah, it's
built in.
Yeah, so there's responsive resize, which allows you to do that.
Yes. Yeah. So essentially, it just it takes all of your elements and the AI of whatever XD is using. Shifts it so that it feels like it makes more sense in a space, and then you have to manually edit it.
Adjust it a little bit.
Yeah, because there's not right now I would say there isn't anything on the market at all that does it perfectly. And like I said, I really don't want it to. I feel like I need control. I need to be able to adjust things. So.
Wait, it says Trunk and Stuff TM.
Yeah, right. I have now created it. Okay, and then this one. So because it's mobile, we're actually gonna make all of these guys, these cards, the same. What happened here? Okay. It just shrunk. I think it just shrunk. Yeah, so my width is now 0. So all you can see is the W. So it is now showing. There we go. What we provide. Okay, perfect. Oh, I just realized it got rid of the, there we go. I gotta make that wider. And I'll use my align buttons again. I'm gonna shrink this down to maybe like 36, 30, no, 40, 40 feels nice. And I'm gonna keep it centered. And obviously the spacing here, so I didn't adjust it actually here, but it's also because it feels different now that I've shrunk it down to 768. Yeah. So I'll always adjust the spacing to where I start the content in that section. So this one is obviously there's a lot less space that I'm gonna add vertical space before I start the next session. All right, and I'm gonna extend these guys a little bit wider. The type doesn't feel too bad. In terms, I think it's a little bit big, maybe.
Yeah. Responsive resize also doesn't change the text size,
exactly.
So you'd have to do that on your own.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's big because I didn't change it here. Oh. That's why it felt big.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so I have 18. This is, work in progress, y'all. Apparently I'm Southern all of a sudden, so. I like Southern accents.
I do too.
18 and 20, 18 on 23. All right. Oh no!
Ooh,
here we go.
Almost time
here
for
comes
portfolio
Yes,
reviews.
yes. Okay, so you guys have seen a general amount. I would just make sure you're just fonts. Make sure you're changing your font sizes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited.
Yay, me too.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's do this.
Wait, not yet.
Oh, not yet.
Yeah, we have 50 seconds left.
50 whole seconds.
Yeah.
All right. Get those submissions in because I'm too excited to wait any longer. I'll just keep doing this then. All right, cool. I'm gonna recenter this now that I've had more space because I totally didn't realize that I had shifted that font. All right. So this is 18. I wonder if 18 feels right. It's at 20. 18 feels too small for mobile, so maybe I'll go up to 20. And then this one feels a little small too. 24 sounds nice. Don't be afraid, by the way. I don't bite. She doesn't bite. You could get a feedback that's like, you're incredible. Your portfolio looks fantastic. Yeah. Which is always a great ego boost. Yeah.
It's time.
It's time. Woohoo. Yay.
So Erica and I are going to launch into space really fast.
Launch into space.
And then we're going to come right back to do portfolio reviews. So we'll be right back.
See you in a second. Hi guys.
We're back.
I'm trying to keep myself in my seat because the gravity is shifted very dramatically.
Yeah. Oh.
And now you can hear me better because I opened this.
Yes. Ah.
Now my helmet is like equally as round as my head. This is great.
Yay.
I'm very tall. This makes me feel very like taller than I am. Is that
Really?
weird to say?
I feel like we look about the same height on this.
I like how this looks. It looks
Yeah.
like see-through because of the green screen. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Okay, anyway.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Cool. We can take these off if you want, or do you want to keep them on?
I don't know. I kind of want to keep it on. Why not?
Okay.
As long as you guys can take me seriously.
Yes.
Off to space. You're right, Gus.
Woo.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay. Thank you to everyone who submitted your portfolio. If you did not get chosen this time, you have 2 more chances to get chosen for our next stream.
I can't hear you very
Yeah,
well,
can't-
so I will take
feel
it
like
off,
I'm not
actually.
talking loud. Okay.
Now I can hear better.
Sorry,
Okay.
everyone.
Sorry. Yeah. Apologies.
If you didn't hear me, I will repeat that really fast. If you did not get chosen during this round, we have 2 more streams today, and you have 2 more chances to get chosen. Well, 4, kind of, because we choose 2 portfolios each time.
Yes.
So try again.
6 a day.
Yes.
Well, 6 each Thursday.
6 each Thursday.
To
Yeah.
clarify, we didn't do them yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at the first one. This
Yeah.
is by Angela Trenton,
Okay.
and I think we actually looked at one of her
We looked at
projects,
Pugface.
Pugface, which was amazing.
Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah.
So your color choices were on point, girl.
Yeah, it was great. And she is a creative designer from Italy, Milano,
Oh, nice.
Italy. That's so cool. Thank you, Angela, for
Yeah.
submitting. This looks amazing.
Yeah.
By the way, just how you laid your projects.
Your thumbnails are
thumbnails,
great.
really good.
Really like clean and designed. My hair is flying everywhere. Sorry guys. The helmet
Yeah.
got me going.
Ooh.
I like them all. I want to click.
Yeah.
I want to click
Which
through.
one?
Yeah.
Is there one that jumps out at you?
Let's do this just for this first
the
one.
one?
I think
Yeah.
you lead with your best, right? And then end with your second best, or vice versa, depending on what you
Yeah.
want to do. But all
Adobe
right.
XD Challenge, design and prototype a personal finance.
Oh, this wasn't this like last week's or the week before, or something like
Maybe,
that?
yeah.
I think yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
is
you
awesome.
you had the prototype for Pugface as well.
Yeah.
So here, I think one, it's gorgeous. Again, your color choice, fantastic. I do think the prototype, like the Pugface one, is a little quick. Just a little quick. I
Oh,
think it'll
I
just be easier
remember.
to. Yeah,
Yeah.
she had like the chat that popped up.
Yeah, I think it's good for a quick overview, but if
Yeah.
you want, I wonder if you might have some screenshots. Maybe we can scroll down.
Yeah. Oh, good
get more
point. I
detail.
keep forgetting that there's other screenshots
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I love the colors.
Yeah. Really good
It's
colors.
really nice.
Definitely feels very money finance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always nice to have tracking, like statistics, metrics, and visual representations of that as well.
Yeah.
I do think I would bring your font size up. I think it's a little small.
Yeah.
This is almost there. I feel. Oh, sorry, I'm like pointing the
Okay.
screen like you can see.
Here,
The
you
middle
can
one
feel
here does feel like it's close font size, but on the prototype, you have reverse.
let
You're
me-
reverse scrolling. Sorry
Yeah,
about
I
that.
have a weird thing. Okay.
Yeah. So I know on the prototype you had. If you can go
Oh,
back to it,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh wait.
There was.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
This one here, so you have a listing of a bunch of prices, I think. That, I feel like, is very small in terms of being able to see the prices, see the listing. So I would just, again, up your font size.
Yeah.
But the rest of it...
I would suggest a little more padding in the white box, especially when you were showing the listing. I think just like spacing it out a little bit more and
Right.
increasing the font
This
size.
is what I used to do in college all the time. I would just have I would never utilize my white space as much as I feel like I should now. So I totally agree. Yeah, just give some more breathing room.
I think
Which you
that
do
would
have a
help
lot
a
of
lot.
breathing room, like on
Yeah, like
the
right
gray.
here.
Yeah, but just when you're using a lot of copy or
Yeah.
in these buttons, I feel like a good rule of thumb is like 10 pixels around on all sides.
Yeah.
If you have the space for it, of course. If there's constraints, I understand.
Yeah. True. But this looks really, really nice.
Yeah, great mock-ups.
Yeah.
I think you
Yeah.
definitely you're portraying your designs as
Really
well as you
well.
possibly
Yeah.
could.
I like this.
Yeah, there you go. Drop that appreciation.
Appreciation.
Perf.
Yay.
Yeah.
So we already looked at Pugface, so let's
Yeah.
pick another one.
This feels UX UI.
Yeah,
This,
let's-
yeah, that one.
Click this one.
Ashburg
Ashburg
House.
House.
Okay.
Ooh. Brand identity, collateral photo, and film shoot art direction.
Oh.
Renderings. Cool.
Okay, cool, cool.
Ooh. This is really nice.
It's nice that you can like in Behance you can click these and zoom in because I think I would like I'd be squinting to try and read what you've written down.
This is a little hard to read, but
yeah, I love the colors.
Cool.
I think you've done a really good job with that. Again, you see like you clearly have a very good eye with color for sure. The branding is nice. It's very nice. It feels like a house, feels structural. I might even I don't know if you can change this, but I might adjust the cross bars for A and H to follow the perspective lines that you're sort of playing with for it to feel more three-dimensional, like a house.
Ooh,
maybe. Yeah. But it's really, it reads like an A and H. It's really gorgeous. I love
really
the logo type underneath.
Yeah, me too.
That font is great.
Cool. Yeah.
I would say the your thumbnail, I thought it was UX UI because it was mocked up on a laptop.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I would adjust your thumbnail to be more appropriate for what the actual content is. But it looks, it was a really gorgeous thumbnail.
Really nice.
Yeah, this is all very nice. Oh, I love that photo.
Wow.
You do great layout
Yeah.
design. Absolutely.
This is awesome. Ashford
Wow,
House.
that's like a whole like top-down view.
Yeah. Oh, so there was a website.
Oh, okay.
All the way at the bottom.
Okay, so it's just the
Nice.
one screen. It looks like this is the film shoot. Oh, there's a video with it. The video with it. Nice.
Should we watch some of it?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Hopefully it's not too loud.
It's 2 minutes. We
Oh,
can.
okay. Skip through, something like that.
Ooh. So I guess this is like real.
It must be. Maybe it's like a very like impressively designed architecturally house, and it's like a sort of
It looks really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The film is fantastic. You definitely matched the elegance of the film in the design.
Yeah.
For sure.
Agree. Let's do one more. Maybe like one of these.
Yeah, go for it. Your choice.
This one looks cool. Insightful conversations where psychology meets technology to deliver the support you deserve. Nice.
Okay, so those like great thing. I actually have tested out like BetterHelp or whatever. Like it's basically like emailing with a psychologist so that you don't feel like you have to like go to the office and it's reasonably priced, I would say. And that's really nice. So this is like a competitor of theirs. That's cool.
So Angela did brand identity, web design, and collateral. Okay. This looks really nice.
Oh, I love the colors.
Me too.
Yeah, feels very human.
And it feels welcoming and
playful.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, so it's a clock and it's like a check-in in a way.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that's really funky.
I like how
and
you
different.
showed this process also, how you got to the final design and kind of explaining it a little bit.
Yeah, with the geometric graph behind. It definitely, you can see that you were trying to like imitate clock hands and how you created the letter.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, it's funky.
I like how you have these, they're not like perfect circles, but I really like how that looks.
It feels a part of the brand illustration that you've already set forth, which is nice.
It looks really nice. I like how you also showed the font.
Right, style guide is always important when you're creating that kind of stuff.
Ooh, this looks really good.
Those little illustrations, are those ads maybe? Or is that part of the website?
Or up here?
The coloring, the squares.
I think it's part of the website.
Oh, okay. I think those would double very easily as a great ad on another website.
Ooh.
Because it's pops, the colors, that's why I thought it was that.
Yeah, my eyes kind of went straight
Go right to it, yeah. I mean, you're definitely featuring it with how you cropped the browser, but it looks great.
Yeah, it looks really good. I like these icons as well.
I like that you put all of the illustrations behind all of your, your mock-ups too. It just makes it feel very, like the case study is well done.
I agree. And I like how you displayed it as well, just like all your other projects. Let's zoom in a little bit. Relax and discover what lies within. I would maybe make this a little bit bigger. I feel like this is maybe a secondary heading, but it feels
like a large jump between like the H1 and I'm sorry, I was speaking code and the largest heading.
Yeah,
I agree. I think that's a good call.
Yeah,
because there's also a lot of space there, so the fact that it's small kind of makes it stand out.
Yeah, and you have room to make it a little bit bigger, but I think this looks really good.
Absolutely.
Learn more. Nice.
What you could do, which would be super cool, because you have such a playful background, maybe the ticks for the clock feel a little bit more organic on the logo, so it plays with your like amorphous color shapes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or maybe there's like a version of that behind the IN or something. Yeah. Really
These are
cool.
Business card.
I just realized now I'm like critiquing the project itself and not like the portfolio as a whole. I don't know if that's okay or not.
I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an awesome project and it looks really nice.
Yeah, I think you could expand it, like once you're like you could have some extra time or something, you could even expand this further and show more screens of the website, more screens of the app.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
I think that would be nice.
Overall, I definitely know that you're doing a lot of UX UI recently because I think
the recent
I don't know
projects.
if this goes in time, like in order of post, right?
I think, but you can also adjust it.
Adjust it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is chronological, it seems like you're doing a lot of that recently.
Yeah.
And if not, and you've decided to put those first, it seems like that's what you want to work on. So definitely,
Yeah, but this is amazing. You're very talented. So.
Yeah, it's clear that you understand color. It look,
You have a good design eye.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank
Really
you,
good.
Angela. Let's move on to the next one. This is from Mikhail Vechkasov from Moscow, Russia.
Welcome from Russia.
And they are a UX UI product and motion designer.
Okay,
That's
cool.
awesome. I'll give you a follow. Wow, you have 500 plus continued projects and you specialize on digital solutions for business and startups. That's
Nice.
amazing. Cool. Do you have one that you
I
want
don't
to start
know.
with?
I might as well go with the bright one.
Yeah,
I
this
feel like
one.
the bright ones always catch
Yeah.
me. I also think it's important to look at the first one.
Yeah,
Because if it's the first one, that means that's important to them, you know. So
good point.
Smash app. I like that.
I like this.
Yeah, I like that background.
It looks really cool.
Doing the Gaussian blur, Gaussian.
I never know how to say that.
I looked up the pronunciation on YouTube, and it's like it's Gaussian,
Really?
which is like it's so much
I
harder.
said it like so weird. Guasian.
Oh,
But I
nice.
don't think that's how you
I used to pronounce it
say
Gaussian. Yeah, but it's I just can't even say it correctly now because we've tried it so many. Okay, anyway.
I like the line and kind of dividing.
Very on trend to pull
Yes.
your device above the line there, horizontal
Looks
line there.
really nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, logo app icon.
I think that's really nice. However, I would say when it gets small, you always want to think about sizing with branding. When it gets small, that little
this.
black blip there that
Yeah.
looks really great bigger will be completely unnoticeable.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, Gauss rhymes with house. Gaussian.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Gaussian.
Yeah, it has German background, I believe, in terms of where it
nice.
came from. Yeah,
Cool.
I think it was like in the Bauhaus or something that it
Oh.
like, which is kind of funny.
Bauhaus. That was
Gauhaus, Bauhaus, Bauhaus, Gaussian. There you go. We got all the peeps that speak like
Yeah.
German or
I know.
other
For
words.
helping us out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He was German like me. There you go. Thanks, Ulrich.
Cool.
Oh, love those little illustrations.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
and you got-
awesome. And you have a little GIF playing.
Yeah. I think that looks gorgeous. I love that you have a GIF. I love that you have flat things around
Yeah,
the
these
GIF.
are really cute too.
I might pull the ones that are touching it, at least the one that's above it, that coffee cup.
This one?
I might shift it over, yeah, something, because it might just distract a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. from
Because
the
I want to be
design.
able to see, the design. And I think the other ones, the ones floating around the edges, feel appropriate. I think it works.
Yeah. Agreed, but it's really beautiful.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Complete daily challenges to get game coins. Ooh.
You're definitely great with, in terms of your case study, this is great amount of white space. I feel like you're good.
yeah.
You're not cluttering. It feels like it scrolls casually, you know. I like that you're extending the design through the phone.
Yeah.
I think that's nice to show
Yeah,
that
this
you've
is
done more.
cool.
I will say, because you don't have it filled out and they're repetitive, maybe you don't need it to extend through the phone.
Yeah.
Because you've got great illustrations on the top part.
Yeah. That's a good point.
That animation's great.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. I might maybe your headers can be a little bit bigger. 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 Yeah.
And then this
is that a link or
I
something?
think it's like a description or an add-on to the title. I would make that a little bigger and maybe a little darker.
Yeah.
It's a little hard to read with the like the light gray background.
Yeah, it might be a little experimental in terms of like shifting it in sort of like the place where a superscript would be. I think the standard is just to do like a subhead below and smaller. So I might stick with standards there, like the normalcy of subheads there. Really, really nice.
Yeah, these are great.
Photography's top notch. Great mock-ups.
Yes.
I think I get that there's a dieting aspect of it because you've showed me some photos
Like
of the of the healthy
like
recipes
nutrition.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that there's, even though I don't speak Russian, I still can tell what you're indicating, what the versioning is.
Yeah.
The Gauss house movement. As you create a design, you were obligated to add a blur filter circa mid-90s. Love it.
Ooh, this is cool.
Oh, and an Instagram. That's really important for a lot of companies, too, to see how their brand could work on Instagram.
Yeah. But I think that's really important that you added this.
Especially this type of company. I feel like so many companies invest in Instagram that are like this. Like I've used Body Boss, which I found through Instagram. There's so many ads that are tailored to specific people. And the graphics are great.
Yeah.
You did a good job there for sure.
agree.
Feeling very on brand and yeah.
Nice. This is amazing. And you have so many screens and I love that you show all these different what the app can offer.
Right.
It's
Just
nice.
a reminder, I think most art directors, people that are hiring, don't have a lot of time. So they'll probably, I think they'd probably make it about to where we saw the food and been like, all right, I get the gist of this and move on. But it's nice to have all of this.
Yeah.
I like looking at all of these, but I think people that are hiring are going boom, boom, boom.
they're going
boom,
super fast.
Yeah.
Yay. Nice.
Really good job. Very, very like well composed.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. Okay, so we have time for one more.
Great.
Let's do.
Yeah,
this
dealer's
one
choice.
looks like,
yeah, hockey. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a sports gal.
Yeah.
Also,
I like
Russia is definitely a hub for hockey. Like Canada and Russia are super big in hockey.
I don't know that much about hockey, but we do have San Jose Sharks in San Jose. I've been to one Sharks game. It was fun.
I've been to a Ducks game in Anaheim, which is fun. I'm a Rangers
really
fan though.
Where is that? New York?
New York,
Okay.
yeah, New York Rangers. Yeah.
I'm not familiar. So.
That's okay. That's okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Hockey World
okay.
online store.
For everything.
Nice.
About the project, okay.
Main goals: showcasing of branding, products, sales, and new products.
Okay, my question here is whether that larger landscape one, is that a tablet or is it desktop?
I was just thinking that too.
Because I'm not sure, and
Yeah.
I think I'd like to know.
Me too.
So maybe,
it just says main screen, but the way it's displayed looks like a landscape tablet. Maybe you can,
yes, right now it does. I would, if it is desktop, I would have like the stand of the bottom of the monitor
I'm
or
pointing at my screen,
something like
this
that.
little, or maybe change the mock-up that it's in.
Right, or change
show-
the mock-up,
yeah.
yeah. And if it is tablet, I would just adjust the
Maybe,
mock-up.
yeah, and maybe
Yeah.
you can say tablet, mobile, or maybe not this
Yeah,
one,
like a
but
small little caption.
Yeah.
That would help people too.
yeah.
Hi,
Ooh, this
Mikhail.
is cool.
I'm so glad you're in chat. Nice prototype.
Yeah,
Solid.
this is cool.
I do think the logo's a little tiny on that screen in terms of what it would look like on a mobile. But I love the animation, the colors, great pop, a great pop.
Yeah.
Your cart icon, well done.
Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah, I think that the hockey is hard to read.
Oh, and
for
that,
me.
of course, the super classy, the
Yes,
hockey
yeah.
part, yeah, absolutely. The classy, like, hamburger animation
X
into
flip.
the X, yeah.
Nice.
I've never been a champion at animation, I have to say, so.
Yeah, you're great with animation. Oh, so this is the logo.
Just the type of animation, okay.
Okay, desktop.
Okay, so
now we
maybe it was
have-
the desktop, the one we were
Maybe,
looking at.
yeah.
Okay.
So we have this, and then
You're showing above the fold, I see,
Yeah.
and then you have the rest
below
of
the
it.
fold.
Okay.
Nice. I like the colors and the buttons and everything, and the layout's really nice.
Yeah, and you're showing a hover state, which is great. I think everyone should be showing a hover state.
Yeah.
Maybe we can zoom in a little. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe we'll see. Okay, I think.
So it's kind of blurry.
In terms of UX, I think having as many top sale new. I know this is a design, so it's not the real dev'd site. I think you can be a little more minimalistic in showing those tags. I know you want to show all versions of those, but maybe you have one of each and they're scattered and some aren't top sale or new.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. So. All right, bye Tejas. We're ending soon anyway, so we're glad to have you here for most of the time.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And then we have a catalog.
Nice. I like that zoom in that you had up there to make it clear that you can see the whole.
I like that too.
Yep.
This is really great.
Yeah.
And there's a lot, many different versions on this as well, showing a lot of detail, which is really nice.
Yes.
But we are running out of time, so I'm just gonna quickly scroll.
Totally fine, yeah.
So, but thank you so much for submitting, Mikhail. You have a lot of great projects and you're very talented. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I commend you on your layout and your animation for presenting your case study. So.
Me too. Everyone go follow Mikhail and Angela on Behance. Thank you for submitting. And again, if your portfolio did not get chosen, you have 2 more chances. We have 2 more streams today, so stay tuned for that. And
say hi to Camille for me.
Yes.
Because she totally helped out my project.
Yeah.
So,
I will. Yay. So we have about 4 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
So
why don't I give you guys a preview of what my website's going to be.
Yay.
It's actually, it's Erica Cotten Design, the .design is the one that I have, but I also own ericacotten.com, so it will forward to ericacotten.com because I owned that first. But here's my secret link.
Ooh.
So I have this lovely illustration that I did that I'm very proud of.
I love it.
Thank you. And it's responding because I have it in responsive as well. And I'm adjusting things for the right sizes and stuff. So, like, even just looking at this, I feel like my type may be a little small, but I'm just like going through the motions, you know. And my branding is this is like my branding. So I have like a light blue and a dark blue, and then I have a highlight orange. So
I like your logo a lot.
Thank you.
It's like EC.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm creating some icons here. I tend to keep, because I feel like I always want to have like consistent iconography across everything. So I never create my icons until I'm done with a project in terms of like the UI, because then I can do them all at once, have them done, and ploop, ploop, plop, plop, you know, have them all in. I don't know why I'm doing so much onomatopoeia this week. I don't.
It's funny.
And you can sort of see some of my projects that I'll have. And here's my hover.
Nice.
And my footer, which is, you know, it just says, I'm available, get in touch, and has my social. And I'm currently working on my case study pages, which I will be exporting to Behance. So all the things that we just saw you guys, I will be, you know, continuing my
everyone go follow Erica on Behance.
Thanks.
And go to her portfolio.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Melody.
Yeah.
And then, so I just had 3 features projects there, and then I have more that I have on this whole page. So that, because I just want to have like a sort of a hub where I have a lot of projects, but really ones that you can, if you want to get a quick and a recent look at what I've done, you know. I also do some comic lettering on the side.
This is amazing, by the way. I'm obsessed with this.
Yeah, so Brendan Rowe is actually the writer of both of these 2. Yeah, who was in the chat. Yeah, so I sort of just have this in case people want to like hire me as a comic letterer outside of outside of my job and stuff. And then I have my about. This is my lovely photo. Woohoo! Yay. I took it for Adobe Live, and I was like, "This is great for my website." And so this is such good timing.
And then this is made from Webflow.
Yes,
correct?
This is all in Webflow. All of it together. I designed it and then dev'd it right in. And then I have my contact page, which is like one of the things I'm most, in terms of a UX, most proud of, because it's essentially a sentence that I have added little fill-ins. You're doing like a Mad Lib to create the contact form.
I think that's really fun.
Yeah, so I'm like, hey, my name is Melody, and I work with so-and-so, and then here's my budget, and this is my time frame. By the way, I love your outfit in your photo. Something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And then the email will send right over, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're about out of time. Thank
Yeah.
you so much, Erica, for
Thank
joining
you.
us this week. I had an amazing time learning about your project and your
Thanks.
workflow.
I learned so much too. I like taught myself while I was working with you guys.
Nice.
Camille helped me so much, and
Yeah.
loved interacting with chat.
Yeah,
saying hi,
everyone
you
in the
guys.
chat, thank you so much for joining us and helping us out as always, giving us some
Yes.
tips and
Copywriting
asking,
jokes. I loved all the copywriting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much. If you stay tuned, we'll have Howard and John up next, and then Camille and I will be back at 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, we loved having you. Thank you, Erica.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks for
you,
having
everyone.
me.
Bye.
Bye, guys.